Hello there, this is David from Valued here with another video. This one is going to be about raising a repeating invoice in Xero. It's quite straightforward to do. The first way to do this is to click into Invoices owed to you, and then from the drop-down option under New, select Repeating Invoice. Once the screen loads, this will give you the form to fill in. You can say how regularly you want the invoice to repeat in terms of a number of weeks or months. You can say when the next invoice due date is to be. So again, we could set, say, the 1st of next month. We can say when the due date is to be. So we can say it's due 7 days after the date of the invoice, for example. Again, we can set an end date to this if we wish to only send out a certain number of these repeating invoices. And then we can choose how we want this to repeat. So we can either have the invoice create itself as a draft. This would allow us then to vet the invoice, but then we have to manually send it out. Alternatively, we can set it as an approved invoice. So again, it will be live within our system, but we still have to physically send the invoice out to the client. Or alternatively, we can have it as approve and send. And as we'll see, when we come to save this, it will ask us for the details of the message that we want to send. So I'm just going to send this to our big example of Bayside Club. I'm not going to put a very simple reference in. And in terms of my branding, I'm just going to choose the standard brand. Put in the items that we want. So this might be monthly subscription. And we'll put it in for £50. We'll put this to sales as a sales code. See that it's then applying our tax amount, and we're getting our total at the bottom of the invoice. So when I then click on to save, you can see the message that it's wanting to present to this particular customer. So I could either accept the default message. This is the repeating invoice basic template. You can see that if you want to look at any of the placeholders available in here, they are there for you to use. On this occasion, I don't want it to say hi Bayside Club. I want it to say hi Bob, because it's Bob to deal with there. And at the end, I'm going to say thanks, David. So that is everything I would need in terms of my message. I don't need to send myself a copy. I do want it to be marked as sent, and I do want it on this occasion to include the PDF to the customer. So when I click on done, that is it saved in our system. So you will see that we've been brought to a repeating invoices tab. This is within our invoices section of our sales overview. If we wanted to get to that again from the dashboard, it would simply be, again, going back to invoices owed to you. And when we click on invoices owed to you, you'll see that there are a couple of ways to get that. One is that we can simply click on to repeating just there, and you'll see the screen change to show you the relevant tab. So there is my Bayside Club repeating invoice. If I needed to change anything, I could simply dip back into it and make any amendment that I needed to at that stage. Likewise, if I wanted to at any point delete this and so it doesn't send anymore, I could do that as well. Absolutely fine. There is another way that we could get to this. We could go into our contact record. So I could go into Bayside Club, and from Bayside Club itself, when we get into that contact record, I also have the option to click on a drop-down option next to new at the top. And this will give me the option for, again, a new repeating sales invoice. Finally, there is a third option, and that is that within any invoice that already exists, I can go to the options at the top right, and I can choose to effectively turn this into a repeating invoice. So all I then do, I've already got the body of the invoice set up. I then just fill in the details in this top section as I would if I was creating this from scratch. So it's a really easy way of setting this up as a repeating invoice. I hope that was helpful. Certainly any questions, do get in contact with us, but thank you very much for joining us. Take care.